Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Collaboration Conversations. So glad that you're able to join us today. Whether you're joining now or you're joining later, we're glad you're here. And I am delighted to introduce you to my guest co-host this week. As you know, Pearl is out for a little bit, and so Miss Sherry Knight has graciously agreed to be my guest co-host today. Welcome, Sherry.
So glad to be here. Thank you so much.
And if you've watched the show for any length of time, you know we've had Sherry on the show a few times. She's just a wealth of information, and we just love her dearly. And she has brought with her today a special guest that I'm so excited to get to know better, learn more about, and that is Monty Reed. And Monty hails from the same place that Sherry does, right? From Canada. So
From
welcome, Monty.
Regina.
from we're,
Regina.
we're from Regina, Saskatchewan.
Uh,
Sherry always reminds me it's Regina, not Regina. You know, the funny thing is, it could have as easily been Regina for me. My mother had never heard this name before when she named me, and she actually chose the name when she was in the hospital, and she saw this as the name of a person who'd written an article in a magazine, and she liked it.
oh,
Wow.
interesting.
Yeah,
Well, and Regina is queen, right? We're the
it
queen
is.
city. So we
Have
have a
I
queen
ever
with us today.
Have I ever shared my story about that with you, Sherry? Let me tell you all real quick. So I was in Mary Kay years ago, and I was at a local meeting, and the lady who was conducting the meeting asked me my name or something. Anyway, I told her my name, and I told her it meant queen, and she broke out into a chorus of, "Oh, it's hard to be humble."
Oh dear.
Well, it's actually the name of Queen Elizabeth Regina.
Yes,
So yeah, so
yes,
it's part of her name. So
part of her name.
so that's why we're
Yeah.
called the Queen City.
The
Yes.
Queen City. Okay, I did not know that. I did not know that.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Exactly. Oh
So
dear.
now you've got royalty on here.
All over the place.
We do.
Yes.
It is.
So, Monty, we want to hear a little bit more about you and in that, who you are, what do you do, who are you serving, how did you and Sherry meet? These collaborations, right? That we're all together because of collaborations. So tell us a little bit about you, Monty.
Yeah. So basically, I'm doing Leaders Build Futures coaching, and it's a business coaching business, and I'm helping people do turnkey business development, which
Hmm.
is kind of neat. I want to help people develop structured businesses and systems and processes and have an asset value at the end when they decide to exit and stuff like that. So it helps small business owners, develop a plan for their business so that they don't, so they can control their time
Yes.
and and what they're doing, sort of thing. So anyway, that's so. And then Sherry and I met through we met through BNI first off. Actually, we actually met up on meetup.com before BNI. But anyway, so Sherry's all over the place.
She's everywhere.
She is everywhere. Yeah, and she's good. She's a good networker. And
Yes.
but just recently, we got onto Alignable, and I've become an ambassador in Regina for the Alignable Alliance of Regina. Excuse me. So Alignable is basically firing up their getting the personal relationships going, getting the in-person networking going. And so they're taking the directory from being just an electronic online directory to more of an in-person
Oh,
Zoom meetings or in person. So,
wow.
and it's good for me because, back in the day, I was an internet marketer and I never really met people. I mean, I helped millions of people with my business, but I
Right.
didn't because I was an internet marketer. I didn't really uh, um, get with people one to one like we're doing now. It's not, well, I did YouTube videos way back in the day when YouTube first started, but it's been a
Yeah.
while since that. But for purposes of our discussion today, yeah, that's what I'm doing, and so I thought, well, being an ambassador, I'm going to be front and center with people. I need to invite people. I need to collaborate with people. I need to network with them, just to
There
build
you
the
go.
group and to develop it and make sure that we've got some good high quality relationships going on there.
That's awesome. And that's what this is all about, right? It's these collaborations. So, for anybody who's listening who's not really familiar with Alignable, would you give us just a little bit more about Alignable, Monty? I know
Yeah.
not everybody's familiar with it.
Yeah, Alignable is like it's a business directory, and the sole purpose is so that people get on there and they get to know each other, and then as the relationship develops, then you're generating referrals, right? So the more you get to know people and the better relationships, the better referrals you get. There's 8 million people. There's 8 million business owners on Alignable.
Wow.
Across North America, and they're all there's different business directories in all of the major centers and even the smaller centers. So they're in Regina, there's 3,300 businesses, and I'm the ambassador. So my job is to organize that and to bring people together. And they've probably got about 100 ambassadors alliances right now across the U.S. and Canada. So they're really growing,
Wow.
and they're really they've got the leadership going. The leadership is teaching, and they're very active to show people that we want to develop relationships. You want to ditch the pitch, right? So when you get with people, you don't want to just get in their face and start talking to them about what you do. You actually want to spend some time and develop relationships, which is fantastic. And there's a lot of habits to change with that, because as I was doing it, I was like, I really, really want to pitch what I'm doing to people and explain, because and since then I've just like, yeah, whatever. They'll get to learn about it later on.
And Monty, you do a great job. You've had events where people have come from your group, but you've got what, 40 some people in your group?
Yes, yeah, we got to over 50 now.
Over 50,
and they're all in the Regina area.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's that opportunity to network and help people.
Yeah, exactly. And basically, as from a leadership standpoint, I'm going to develop the culture of, when you come to the event, it's about relationship building. People will talk about what they do for a living, but don't go in there and just pitch, right? We don't want to do that. That's not fun. We want high quality relationships, and I think that's going to win the day. Absolutely.
An acquaintance or friend business relationship that Sherry and I have is with Jay Fazette of JVology, and Jay teaches people how to create joint ventures and affiliate relationships, that kind of a thing. One of the things that he says that I think is so appropriate for what you're just saying, Monty, is that joint ventures is a game of I'll go first, meaning I'll support you first.
Mm-hmm.
Not I'll go first, let me get my product out there. But I'll support you first, and creating the relationship, that supportive relationship. And I just echo 100% what you just said. It's so important that we build the relationships and build the network that way, and then support those people in what they're trying to do. And then, of course, that law of reciprocity kicks in, and they're more willing to help us and support us because we've supported them.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. So when Sherry and I met recently, we had a nice meeting, and then she said to me, "How can I help you? How can I help your business?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, far out. I'm with that." And that's why we're sitting. And that's why we're sitting here, because we're collaborating, which is cool.
Exactly. And that's what we want people to recognize. It's so easy to collaborate.
And all over the world now, right? Even though Monty is in the city here and we're connected, we could be anywhere these days.
Exactly.
You don't have to get on a plane. You don't have to get on a ship. You can do it from the comfort, in your jammies, as we say, right?
Absolutely. And, my co-host for this show, Pearl, she lives in Rugby, England. We've never met. She's never been here. I've never been there. It's such a global society that we live in now, and the opportunities are endless around the globe if we're open to them.
You bet. So Monty, I bet you could share with us one or two ideas for those people who are listening today about ideas in terms of networking, because you said to me, I'm an introvert. And there we were sitting together in a coffee shop, having just met most recently. And so you've probably got some ideas for those people who are sitting back there going, oh my gosh, talking to people is not comfortable.
Well, yeah, this is what I'm working with people is to, and especially for myself, is to figure out, where, what our commonalities are. Introverts can really, we're not it's not that we can't, it's just that people are exhausting to us, right? So,
Yeah.
but on Alignable, so anyway, there's networking groups or whatever. There's all sorts of networking groups for people that are introverts. But so to answer what was your question is that how can you get with people? Is that what's your question?
Well, what are some of the ideas that you have about individuals? And the majority of the population, of course, we have some introversion in ourselves. So what are some ideas that you've picked up that you've used along the way that can help others go, okay, I can do this. I can reach out and not fear that I'm going to be slapped down.
Yeah, no. One of the techniques that I use is that if I can get busy with a project and if I can be working with other people right away. So right now I'm collaborating with 3 other people. One fellow's in Lansing, Michigan. One person's he's in Phoenix and the other one's in Las Vegas. So there's 3 of them. And I said, okay, I will go to the ends of the earth. If these people want information about whatever they want, I'll go and network with whomever now, because that gives me purpose. And they're looking for things that, we're building a little workshop together. And they said, you need to go and find, what did they say? These different kind of people with this different skill set that will complement us, right? So all of a sudden now I've got purpose, and now I'm driven to go and find those kind of people. But ultimately, it was just that I started off. I said, in order for me to get going on a project, I need to see who I can serve and then who I can get with, and then go and ask some questions and then ask around and all that sort of stuff. But it's about curiosity of other people and building the curiosity, finding out what the complementary skill sets that they've got, right? I'm good. My strengths are what they are. And I'm not strong in other areas, and I'm looking for other areas, people that can complement me quite a bit, right?
Complement that. Absolutely. Yeah. Go ahead, Sherry, you had something else.
I was just going to say, and when Monty and I did meet face to face, it was very interesting because he initiated the conversation. He initiated with the questions, etc. Like, who are you and what do you do? And it was really interesting to watch and to hear.
Yes.
Because that doesn't always happen. I had a meeting a couple of weeks ago with an individual who we were together for an hour and about 10 minutes, and the entire time was about them. The entire time.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Let's bust a couple of myths here about introversion and extroversion while we're at this, though, to make it easier for our introverts to understand what's going on and our extroverts to understand what's going on. So like you said, Monty, there's that, you're not excited by spending a bunch of time with, a lot of people that doesn't excite you. Learning probably does, and things of that nature. And so, but the extrovert, they need that socialization. The introvert does not. But one of the key things that people often miss on introversion and extroversion is that extroverts think out here. They start the sentence and they process it as they go. And so where they started is often very different from where they end up. The introverts, they get out first and then speak it. And that's why we're quiet. I'm an introvert myself. Well, I'm 50-50 on that scale, but a lot of me is introvert. But we're quieter in that setting because we're processing internally. And that extrovert is more vocal because they're processing externally.
I always say they put their mouth in here before they put their brain.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's, and a lot of times people don't understand that. They think, oh, an introvert is just shy or whatever. But that's not what it is. It's that we're taking that time to process internally, where the extrovert has to process it externally. And it makes a difference then. The extroverts are the sound going on in the room while we're thinking it out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We come prepared with what we need, because otherwise we're going to be so quiet because we have to process. So we process before we get there a lot of times so that we can play our part in the room. Or like for me, I always say I like to be part of the dog and pony show, or do the dog and pony show up there on stage talking about. But when it's over, I want my me time. I want to go back to my hotel room when it's over.
I want to lie in the fetal position and suck my thumb for about an hour.
There you go.
And you're allowed. You're allowed.
And you're allowed. But I bet you do a great job while you're on stage, right?
if we can, I'm interested. We're talking about collaborating. I want to talk. Can we talk about the power of collaborating?
Absolutely. Please take it
Because
away.
yeah, what is the power of collaborating? What I want to know what you women,
Oh,
what you ladies have. What are sort of the like what you're leveraging your skills and talents and energy and all sorts of different things. I want to know what you guys have done, what you've achieved with your collaborations.
Well, from my perspective here, Monty, one of the exciting things for me is that I get to collaborate with people who have skills I don't. And that makes a tremendous difference for me because I can rely on them. They can rely on me for different things. For instance, Regina and I are here today. She's got amazing technical skills. I've got good copywriting skills. So
Okay.
the two of us work really well in that area. We work together in other areas as well, but in one of our more recent projects, that's the critical part.
Mm. Okay. Wow. So
and
those are the complementary skills.
exactly. And
Big
even though I said that I'm, 50% introvert, 50% extrovert on the Myers-Briggs, I like having someone that I can bounce ideas off of, someone that I can, really play with. My sister says my brain just explodes with ideas. And so I need a sounding board for those ideas. And that's where a lot of collaborations come in for me. So much of my business is built around collaborations. So I have Pearl here with this program, who's my co-host here. I have other partners like Sherry that I have projects going on with, that we do projects that are often long-term projects, because that there's an element for me of satisfaction of working with that other individual so closely and pulling on their skills, but also having, again, that ability to express your innermost desire about this and know that it's going to hit well on the other person, that there's no judgment, there's 100% acceptance of one another, that you're on the same plane, and you're exploding together, if you will. As my sister said, my brain explodes. We're exploding together, and it's just, there's an excitement in that for me in doing that, a fulfillment and an excitement.
Well, that's good. So what you're saying is that it helps to keep build and develop momentum with your projects, to have somebody else and keep the
Yes.
excitement going.
Yes,
Good. Nice.
exactly.
I like that.
You are a good paraphraser, sir. So what for you, Monty, what have been some of the benefits of collaborations that you've had in the past? Why do you seek those out as well?
Well, I learned if I'm the most interesting person in the room, I'm in the wrong room.
There you go.
I love that.
So the fellows that I'm working with right now that I just mentioned are way smarter than me in their given fields, and I'm like, whoa, it's scary. Like I can't speak to their level of whatever they're doing, and I'm like,
Right.
I hope that I can just show up in my area as well as they do.
Exactly. I know what that feels like.
Yeah,
I know exactly what that feels like.
So that's that would drive me forward, just to make sure that I'm, building up the quality of the service that we're doing, or whatever, make sure that I'm living up to the standards of what they're asking for. And that's for me, that's huge.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, Monty, when you look at collaboration in the future, what do you see that might be similar or might be different in the future for us to collaborate?
Good question.
Sorry, like you and I, or me in general?
In general, yes.
Oh, well, it's all about what I'm hoping. Like, what I'd like to see is that everybody's online, but I would like to see, let's get off the social media. Let's get face to face like we're doing now.
Okay.
Let's develop those relationships, and then even get into the coffee shop and talk face to face with people, right? Increase. So I want to see a cycle of going to that. Everybody loves the digital, and then I want to see it come back to, now let's get back face to face and appreciate our relationships, and start to work together on things that. Well, anyways, with a real relationship. That's kind of where I'm heading with it.
That's good.
Well, and I hope that happens in the future. I mean, everybody's got so used to in the past, what, 2.5 years kind of thing. We've all got so used to, our cocoon. And if we talk, it's either by phone or here online. And I love your idea about getting together, because even people in our own cities, we didn't do that, right? Everybody was very cautious, and so we should be. But now it's time to make those adjustments.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, and that with internet marketing, I really liked it, but I said I would like to move towards the quality of sitting face to face with people, and just having that, that's just an enjoyable thing. So
it is, absolutely,
sort of thing. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
That's awesome.
Great. Excellent.
Thank you. I want to thank you both. I wish we had more time today. We were on a little tighter schedule today. Believe it or not, we are at the time when we have to hop off of here. But thank you so much for being here, Monty. I look forward to getting to know you better and seeing how we can collaborate.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Let's collaborate.
Let's collaborate. Let's do it. Sherry, thank you so much for being guest host this week. You bring so much value to everything you do, and I love having you here on the show. Thank you.
That's kind. Thank you.
All right.
Sherry, thanks, everybody. That's good. Thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure. Yes. And thank you, folks, for watching. If you're watching this live, put a comment in. If you're watching it later, put #replay so we know that you're catching it later. If you have any questions for us or ideas that you'd like to have us cover, or you'd like to be a guest on the show, let us know in the comments.
Yes.
We'd love to have that conversation with you. So have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.